A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a stunning turn of events, Donald Trump has been re-elected to the White House, defeating Kamala Harris in what has been described as one of the most tumultuous presidential campaigns in American history. This election outcome is seen as a clear rejection of Joe Biden's presidency, with many voters attributing the current inflation crisis to his administration following the COVID-19 pandemic. Harris faced significant challenges during her unusually brief campaign after Biden's withdrawal from the race, struggling to carve out a distinct identity from her predecessor and address the discontent among various voter demographics that have traditionally supported the Democratic Party. Political analysts are already diving into the electoral data to uncover insights into the shifting allegiances of Latino voters towards Trump, as well as the abstentions and third-party votes from young and Arab American voters who expressed frustration over U.S. support for Israel amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The results of this election echoed the outcome of 2016, where Trump once again outperformed pre-election polls, reminiscent of his surprising victory over Hillary Clinton. By early Wednesday morning, the Republican Party had regained control of the Senate, with Bernie Moreno defeating Sherrod Brown in Ohio and Jim Justice winning the seat formerly held by Joe Manchin in West Virginia. Despite some races still being undecided, Democrats remained hopeful of reversing their narrow loss in the House from 2022. With this victory, Trump, now 78 years old, has etched his name in history as the oldest individual elected to the presidency and the second politician to reclaim the White House after previously losing a re-election bid. Remarkably, voters have shown a willingness to overlook Trump's earlier convictions on 34 felony counts related to hush money payments, making him the first former president to be a convicted felon. As the campaign drew to a close, Trump intensified the xenophobic and sexist rhetoric that has characterized his political career, yet fears that such offensive remarks would alienate enough supporters to impact the election proved unfounded. In the days and weeks to come, political analysts and journalists will continue to dissect the election results and what they mean for the future of the country. In what many are calling a historic night for America, Trump secured 277 electoral college votes, sweeping several critical swing states and effectively eliminating Harris's aspirations of becoming the first female president. His victory was solidified with Wisconsin's 10 electoral votes, pushing him over the crucial 270 mark needed to win the presidency. While Harris remained silent and absent during her watch party at Howard University, Trump celebrated with supporters in West Palm Beach, Florida, proclaiming a new golden age for America. The Democratic Party faced a dark night, as Trump flipped nearly every swing state that had been won by Biden in 2020. His victories in key battlegrounds such as Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, and Wisconsin were pivotal in this election. Meanwhile, the swing states of Michigan, Nevada, and Arizona remained too close to call. As the clock struck 1:47 a.m., Fox News declared Trump's victory, and he took to the stage shortly after to address his supporters, stating, "It's a political victory that our country has never seen before. Nothing like this." Federal law enforcement agencies, having prepared for potential disruptions in light of the chaotic aftermath of the 2020 election, reported non-credible bomb threats in various states attributed to Russian actors. Voter sentiment surrounding the state of democracy emerged as the most significant issue influencing decisions at the polls, according to exit polls. Trump's victories extended across numerous states, including Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Ohio, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming. On the other hand, Harris managed to secure victories in traditionally Democratic strongholds such as California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington State, as well as Washington, D.C. However, of the swing states that Biden had won in 2020, Harris was only projected to win Minnesota, alongside a few electoral votes from Maine and Nebraska. Trump's victory in Georgia marks a reversal of Democratic gains in the state, where Biden had narrowly defeated him in 2020, making him the first Democratic candidate to carry Georgia since Bill Clinton in 1992. His consistent wins in Florida demonstrate a solid Republican base, marking Trump's third consecutive victory in the state. As media outlets continue to project winners based on ballot counts and preliminary data, the final results will need to be certified by each state and then by Congress on January 6, 2025. Republicans have regained control of the Senate for the first time in 4 years, flipping 2 seats and establishing a narrow majority in the upper chamber of Congress. The balance of power in Congress will be determined by the outcomes of House and Senate races across the country, which will significantly influence the legislative support for Trump's agenda. With 57 races still pending in the House, the Democratic Party currently holds 180 seats, while Republicans have 198. In the Senate, notable victories include controversial Republican Tim Sheehy from Montana, who unseated incumbent John Tester, and Bernie Moreno's win in Ohio. Meanwhile, in Maryland, Democratic candidate Angela Alsobrooks made history by defeating former Governor Larry Hogan, becoming the first black person elected to the Senate from the state. As the nation processes the implications of this historic election, the political landscape is poised for significant changes, with a Republican trifecta potentially enabling the swift advancement of the GOP's legislative agenda. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.